Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is for my friend Efree. Thank you so much for the paid request for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I do have a CashApp as well, just people have asked about those. It could be for pretty much any type of video, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. But Efree has a few more episodes of The Crow, Stairway to Heaven, they wanted me to take a look at and review. So thank you for that, not only for your generosity, not only for being a great friend, but also for giving me the chance to watch this show that I never got to watch until now, thanks to you. But The Crow, Stairway to Heaven, episodes 7 through 10. Before I start, just a bit of a recap. The Crow, Stairway to Heaven was a TV show, of course based on the movie, where Martha Costas, who I enjoy in films like Drive, which actually, funny enough, I got it right here, which is, love this film, one of the more underrated action films out there, love Drive. And actually, funny enough, T.D.M. Hardison appears in one of these episodes as well. And Efree had to remind me this, the bad guy in this, the cowboy type of bad guy, which I thought he did a good job here. I always forget the actor's name, but the cowboy villain in this, who's chasing these two guys down trying to kill them, he's in this show as Top Dollar, and he's actually in one of these episodes. Episode 8, he was in the pilot episode, and I didn't put two and two together. I'm like, oh, that is the same guy. Okay. I thought he did a much better job in this than as Top Dollar, but I know Efree, he felt the same way. But anyway, it only lasted one season, about 22 episodes or so. So I guess, I don't know if it's just the ratings were not there or something else happened. I don't know for sure. But the pilot kind of tried to redo the first movie, but of course ended it on a different way, so we could have a TV show. And now the love of his life, Shelley, is on the other side waiting for him, and he's supposed to do like enough good deeds to finally get the opportunity to have passage to the other world. Now, so far in the show, with these 10 episodes, I'll get to them specifically in a minute, I like the show. I don't mind it. Martha Costas, I like as an actor. He did this film called Sabotage that is on Blu-ray. I want to pick it up sometime. Give that another watch again. Tony Todd, Carrie-Ann Moss is in that. It actually came out on Blu-ray. It just has some features. So I'm curious about that. Drive is my favorite of his. He did Crying Freeman. He did a lot of good stuff. You know, a lot of bad stuff too, but that's with every action star, sadly. But I like him. I don't mind the other actors. I don't mind the guy who plays the cop who becomes an ally of Mark's character, Eric Draven. The stuff, seeing Shelley in the other world, I'm not sure if I like the look of it, because kind of like really iffy special effects of the portal, and then when she's in the other world, it's like this kind of, it looks like smeared, I was going to say smeared in Vaseline or something. It looks a bit cheap, that world. I get what they're doing, though. But I could say, when it goes to the other world with Shelley, it's not my favorite scenes in the show. It looks a bit, I hate using the word cheesy, but it kind of does in those instances. I definitely liked it better. And also because of its a TV budget limitations, a lot of it is shot during the daytime. You think of The Crow, you think of a night atmospheric. It has none of that. But at least with Mark, you do have not only, I think, a pretty decent actor, but a good martial artist. So when the fights do happen, you have a guy who knows what he's doing. I will say it does seem like the fights have gotten a bit better as the show goes on. Maybe Mark was able to put a bit of his hands on the product, or people were able to experiment. Like episode 7, I would say the fights, they are showcased a lot better because it's a bit more, the camera's wider. You show a little bit more of Mark's talents. Like in episode 7, you see him doing a sweep, jump kicking 2 guys at the same time, punch this guy, nice jump kick here, flipping a guy. So I do like that they're learning a little bit more. Granted, again, with the limitations of a TV budget. But like episode 7, Double Take, which actually when he sent me the request, he left me some notes. He said this was the episode that he first saw, like late on cable or such, and it got him hooked on it. I just see why, because this is a pretty good episode. Pretty much Mark, his character, finds out that someone is using his dead girlfriend Shelly's ID, and then he wonders, well, did she come back? Because I came back. And apparently whoever used the ID got a gun and a gun permit. So he goes into where it was used at this pawn shop, or gun shop I should say, the gun shop. This robber comes in, he beats the hell out of the guy, punching him, kicking him, flipping him. And he tells don't sell that guy a weapon. I don't know why, I just thought that was kind of funny. As he's investigating more, some people try to accost him, and he's like, again, giving nice leg sweeps and jump kicks. And like I said, the fights look better. They're a bit more wider. You see a bit more of what Mark can do. He's a very talented guy. You don't need to shoot up close. There's nothing to hide. He can do it. So I don't know who. Idea, was it the director? Was it Mark? Was it someone else? Whoever did it, good job on that. One thing leads to another. He finds a woman in his apartment, and you find out what's going on is this woman named Sonia. She is from the mafia. She was with this guy who was an FBI agent. They fell in love, and he told her who he was, who he'd worked for, and let's run away together. But someone who is a bad FBI agent on the take finds out, gets the good FBI agent killed in a car bomb, and now they want to silence and kill Sonia. So Mark is going to protect her. The good FBI agent had given her a fake ID, which was Shelly, so that's why this all happened in the first place. Mark takes her to a place in the woods. The top character who's an ally for Mark, he figures out what's going on. Him and this other guy get caught. Now they get handcuffed to a tree. I'm guessing the reason the bad guys don't kill them is because they don't kill them, and then I guess because the coroner will look at the time of death and be like, well, wait a minute. The time of death is here, but these guys are already dead. So I'm assuming that's why they leave them. Granted, you would think you would leave like one guy there to watch them, but no. They handcuff them to a tree, and we don't leave any bad guys to watch them because we gotta give them a chance to escape. If someone's watching them, how could they escape? Which they do. Now, I do wish there was a bit more of a satisfying finale action-wise. Mark kind of just jumps off a tree and beats one very easily. Then the last guy, he kind of just hits like once or twice. But I wish there was a bit more. Maybe if they hired an FBI guy, like the guy on the tape, but he's like a decent martial artist, and they could have like a nice fight with each other. That's what's missing from the show, I will say, is get some guys who know how to fight and to go up against Mark, and that you have some nice back and forth with each other. That would be nice to see, but sadly, at least so far, they haven't really done that. Which is disappointing. Because they've done that with Sammo Hun's show, because I think Mark Dacascos was the bad guy in one of those episodes. And there's a few other recognizable people, and martial law. Well, that show had some pretty good fights and action bits. And I think that's why I wish this show was more like martial law in terms of the action. Because Mark is as talented as Sammo Hung with the martial arts, and I wish that was the case. That's just me being greedy, I guess. But I thought it was a pretty decent episode. I was intrigued with the plot to see what was going on and why was this girl's ID being taken. Like I said, when the action's there, it's definitely filmed a bit better than they were in previous episodes. Didn't mind that the ending took place in the woods, gave a bit of a different environment than we have seen, other than the bit when him and the cop are trapped on the island and people are trying to hunt them down. But it's not too often they're in this wooded section, so that made it seem a bit different. But yeah, the episode was called Double Take. I actually didn't mind the episode. Thought that was pretty decent. Went by a good pace. Wasn't too bored. So, yeah, I liked that one. Episode 8, Give Me Death. Efree, I know, mentioned about how this was a fun one because of Kadeem Hardison, and I agree. So it was great to see a team up of these guys, or Drive reunion. Does this came out in 97? I think this show came out 98, 99, so not too long after this. I know they also worked together on this film called Instinct to Kill, but I thought that was a really lame movie, sadly. But it was cool that Kadeem Hardison is in this, who I'm a fan of, and he plays the Skull Cowboy. Now, the Skull Cowboy was in the comics. It was going to be in the first Crow movie, played by Michael Berryman from The Hills of Eyes, but for some reason it wasn't finished or completed or put in. I don't remember what the reasons are. I don't know if they were ever said, but they did bring that character in. And again, Kadeem Hardison, I thought he was a lot of fun. I liked his lines of dialogue. I'm the surprise who never lies. Or, lots of maybes, yeah, baby. Or, ego over matter, don't play a player. I liked his vibe. I liked his attitude. He's obviously a guy from a different realm that's telling Mark, hey, your job's done. You know, it's about time for you to skedaddle and get out of here. But at the same time, Top Dollar, get another actor from Drive, who's like I said, one of the villains. He escapes. He's killing people. While this is happening, there's this woman who, I forget who she is. She might have been in another episode, but I forgot who the hell she was. Who Mark and, she's friends with him. And one thing leads to another. They open up this portal. Something screwy happens. And Shelley's soul gets into the woman's body. Now, I wish Mark was a bit more adamant. I get why, but at the same time, it's like, hey, you do know a bit more worried about where the other girl's soul is. Because I don't know if we ever saw her in that afterlife world. The show that she's fine, she's doing okay. There is a line where Mark says, listen, you can't come with me. Okay. I know you believe in me, but your body doesn't. But I wish he showed like a little bit more worry, scared of, is she alright? Is that lady alright? She's innocent about it. Just show a little bit more of that. But yeah, Top Dollar's killing people. For some reason, he does this thing where he sees the little girl, Sarah, and her mom, and kind of just stares them, give me dinner, makes them cook him dinner, and then leaves. What he wants to do is he wants the crow, Mark, to kill him, because he thinks that if he dies, he'll come back as a crow-like figure. Even Kadeem Hardison warns him at one point, that's not really how it works. But the guy doesn't listen. But I'm sitting there going, okay, if you really want this guy to kill you, what would be a big motivation for him if you killed the girl and the mom? So I'm sitting there going, okay, he don't try to kill the girl and the mom, and Mart's don't get there, and they don't have a fight. No, he just leaves. I'm sitting there going, I'm not saying I want to see a little girl get killed. I'm saying it doesn't make sense that the guy who wants Mark to kill him. So what would be a big factor of revenge? Oh, I killed this girl and these people you like. You're fine with killing cops, but not killing the girl and the mom. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why do you kill these cops but not the girl and the mom? Which that would be more to fuel his fire and vengeance. The goal, kill you. That didn't really make sense to me. So and the guy, like I said, Top Dollar. Like I said, the actor was good in Drive. I don't really like him as Top Dollar. I know Efree said the same thing. He's kind of he's no Michael Wincott. He's no any of those actors. Tony Todd. I forget the other guys' names. He's none of them. At least not in this show, this episode. So, not really big on his acting performance. Like I said, some of the plot's a bit screwy. Like, you kill these people, you won't kill these people for some reason. It's not much of a fight. He just beats the guy, throws him, the guy gets impaled. As Kadeem Hardison says, there was a chance right out the window. Now, I don't know why Mark is so damn surprised, because Kadeem pretty much told him this was going to happen. But Mark just acts so surprised. Now, I get his frustration, like, this guy was murdering people, what did you want me to do? So I definitely get his frustration, because that is true. Like, things are... Like, Kadeem gives, like, a BS answer, like, this is how things are supposed to work out. I'm like, a bunch of innocent people dying because the Top Dollar is how it's supposed to work out? That doesn't make a damn bit of sense, so... That's pretty shitty business, so... Yeah, Mark's character definitely got screwed over, regardless. I did like the bit at the end where the little girl says something and makes him smile and says, oh, don't start smiling or I can't stand here and mope with you. I did like that bit. And of course, yeah, it's a TV show. He's not going to already, in episode 8, already go back and his job is finished. You knew something was going to happen, and that's the case here. So again, the Top Dollar actor, I kind of wish they chose someone else, someone much more intimidating, or someone who can fight. Someone who can fight and give Mark like a good martial arts showdown. Like, yeah, I want you to kill him, but don't make you work for it. That kind of thing. I don't know who would have been... You know who I would have gotten? Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper would have been a cool villain. Roddy Piper, his wrestling against martial arts. Roddy Piper I would have gotten. Because he did TV work and other stuff. There's that pilot tag team with Jesse Ventura that I wish had become a show, because I do remember liking that pilot quite a bit. Roddy Piper would have been cool. Or even someone like Don the Dragon Wilson or someone like that, I think I would have been fine with. But anyway, that's just me. But I didn't mind the episode mostly for Kadeem Hardison. I had fun with this character. I liked the actor. It's great to see him work with Mark again. To have the little Drive reunion, because I'm such a big fan of this movie. That was definitely what I got the most out of it. And I think Efree mentioned that he does appear in only one more episode, sadly. But obviously, if this had more seasons, we probably would have seen more of that. But it is what it is. So I like the Double Take episode 7 more, but I didn't mind the episode despite some issues I had with it. Episode 9, Before I Wake, it's funny. Efree mentioned how he wasn't really a fan of this episode. I agree. pretty much what happens is the little girl mentions to Mark, hey, try this hypnotism thing. And the hypnotist is Don Most, who is Ralph Mouth from Happy Days. So that was interesting. And he didn't do a bad job acting-wise. But pretty much Mark gets hypnotized and able to open up his past life, where he was a Native American named Blackfeather, and he would fight these guys to save this woman. He got hung. He came back as the Crow, and then fought and did some damage. But the hypnotism goes wrong, so when Mark snaps out of it, he thinks he's Blackfeather, or Blackfeather has possessed his body. And then they gotta try to get him out of it, so they have someone who can thankfully recognize this dead language. They get the top character that we've seen throughout the show. And they find a older Native American guy, so they could go in this teepee in the woods and pretty much sweat it out of them. And a lot of the episode is showing these flashbacks to what happened to Blackfeather and this woman, which was the past life of not only Mark, but of Shelley as well. Their past lives. I get the idea that, hey, let's show a Native American Crow, type of story. I just didn't like the way it was implemented into this. If it was his own separate thing, fine, but this whole thing about having a past life, that just happens to be the case as well. Like, okay, you're also the Crow in a past life. I thought the idea of the Crow is that it could happen to anybody. Well, as long as you had a past life, you were the Crow as well. It's like, what? I don't know, I thought it was kind of muddying the waters of the mythology of the Crow, and I don't think that was needed. Even the Native American, like, you don't really get to see a whole lot either, because it's a TV show, so they can't really go too vicious or too violent or anything in between of that. And in this case, I'd rather just concentrate on the present and the now, what's going on. Him being possessed is like, okay, and then Blackfeather doesn't believe what's going on. He thinks it's all magic, or whatever the hell he was saying. And the fact that all they had to do was pretty much sweat it out of him in a TP. I did like the one guy, when he's asked, are you sure about this? And the older Native American guy's like, first time. I did like that, to bring that bit of humility and humor to it. But even the way it ends, where while they're doing that, Blackfeather, I guess his soul is in the afterlife with Shelley, and Blackfeather's like looking at her because my love was you as well. But I'm sitting there going, okay, if Eric Draven, Mark Dacascos is here on Earth, Blackfeather, they're separated. It's like two souls. They were in the same body, but now they are two separate entities. Why can't Shelley and the past self separate as well? Because Shelley goes, I'll meet you there one day. But I'm like, why you meet now? Just those souls separate. Again, if Eric and Blackfeather, if their souls could separate, why can't Shelley and the older separate? What's going to happen? Shelley don't go there, and she don't have threesomes? Hey, it's Blackfeather and Eric Draven. Who wants top? Who wants crack? Who wants mouth? Is that what's going to happen? Or is Shelley and the girl going to separate then? Or is Mark and Blackfeather going to become one? Like in the after, the spirit world, like I say, is Mark and Blackfeather going to become one? Eric Draven and they're going to become one? Or is Shelley going to go separate? It just left me with more questions than answers. And the fight scenes I didn't think were that I didn't think they were too exciting. And like I said, the modern bits where it's just, okay, he's hypnotized. I don't know. Idea they want to do something a bit different. They want to have a change of time period. It's a TV show. If you have so many episodes, you don't want to be repetitive. I did that. It didn't do anything for me story wise. I didn't really care about the story. I didn't care about Black Feather. I didn't give a shit about any of that. If I watch this, I watch it for Eric Draven, not for Black Feather. Sorry. This is just how I looked at it, so I didn't care about that episode. Episode 10, Death Wish. I know Efree, he mentioned how he liked it because it had some heart. He did warn me that there's not much action in this, which is true. I would say he liked it a bit more than me. I thought it was kind of just okay. Like he said, there isn't much action. The story of this is Mark is at the cemetery. And he sees his little kid. And the little kid's like, oh, you can see me? And you find out that this dead kid, well, okay, this kid Casey is a dead kid. Now, I gotta be honest, for me personally, I found this kid annoying. I thought it was irritating. I thought he annoyed the piss out of me, especially when he wouldn't listen, and you're not my dad, and goes into the portal, and he's in the spirit world, and Shelly's like trying to talk to him, and me. I'm like, you know, power driver this kid. Suplex City, bitch. I hated this kid. But I did like his dad, because the kid wants to talk to his dad. He mentions how his dad says he's going to see me soon, and what does that mean? What do you think, you dumbass? You dumb shit. I know, I'm being mean to the kid. My dad said he's going to see me soon. What does that mean? He means he's going to die, you little dumb fuck. I don't want to be mean to the kid, but I did like the dad. The dad is a daredevil motorcyclist. He's supposed to be doing this jump. Seems like a pretty crazy jump to jump over all these cars. The dad is played by John Hawkes. And he is the guy who's the gas station attendant in From Dusk Till Dawn. The liquor store. And, you know, it gets on fire and has to shit over with George Clooney and them. That's John Hawkes. I do like him as an actor. I've seen him in other stuff. He was in a film with Robert Forster. It was a Small Town Crime. I remember not minding. He was a star of it. Robert Forster has a small part in it. But, yeah, I do like him as an actor. I liked his. Of course, he doesn't believe in Mark, but then the more Mark talks, the more John Hawkes believes in it. And then you find out what's going on is his manager did something, screwed him over, so he owes his money. And then he's kind of despondent, and the way his kid died was he was on the motorcycle with him. They got in a car accident, so he feels guilty about it. Even Mark goes, what about your wife? Oh, she'll be better without me. I'm like, maybe she has a say in that, dude. So Mark says, you know what? Try to get some belief. No, it's worth living. And, okay, you have money issues. I'll do the jump for you. As long as I don't crash, you'll be fine. So one thing leads to another. Mark gets, I forget how, he gets beaten up, knocked out. I'm like, you're the Crow. How the fuck did you get knocked out? But a taser. A taser did it. And then he wakes up. And then it kind of plays against what you think's going to happen, which I get that you're trying to be a bit different, but it was just less satisfying. Mark gets there too late. The guy does the jump, but before he does it, he gets shot, wounded. And long story short, the top gets the bad guy. John Hawkes is going to live. Oh, actually, he does die for a bit. But then, in the afterworld, I don't know, like Shelley does something, and he comes back to life, and then the guy's alive. I just went, okay. So, thankfully and luckily, they had this power to just bring this guy back to life. So, it just, I don't know, something about the tension, something about that just, now it makes me go, can that happen all the time now? That you just bring people back to life like this? And, I don't know, I know there's other stuff to it that I'm leaving out, but it just, I don't know, maybe I would rather have had the predictable route where Mark beats some bad guys. I'm there the nick of time. He does the jump. He did a good stunt. Like, I actually wanted their plan to be fulfilled. I didn't have Mark, like, beat some bad guys up. Maybe uses the motorcycle to beat some bad guys up and then does the jump. I would prefer that than what they were doing. Maybe because I didn't like the kid. Like, okay, when the kid sees Shelley, she's like, "Hi, I'm Shelley," and the kid goes, "Hello, I'm dead." Oh, I'm kidding. My name's not really dead. I shit you not, that's the line the kid says. "Hello, I'm dead." Oh, my name's not really dead. Does this kid eat paint chips? Is that what he ate? Did he eat paint chips? And thought they were chocolate chips or potato chips? You stop eating the paint chips, kid. Stop eating them. Well, the kid's already dead, so maybe the motorcycle didn't really kill him. Maybe he ate paint chips, and then the motorcycle was a means to end. I don't know. The kid, he said stupid lines. He was annoying. He just annoyed the piss out of me. I hated the kid, but I did like John Hawkes. I wasn't big on the episode, to be honest, though. Episode 7 and 8 I definitely liked more. I don't know. I probably liked episode 9 more than this. This might have been my least favorite of the 4, the more I think about it. Yeah, I'd probably say as much as I kind of didn't like episode 9, episode 10 I liked even less. As I said, the kid was annoying. There's not much action. The ending I thought was kind of meh, a bust for me. Like John Hawkes. The motorcycle stuff, you didn't get to see a whole lot of cool stuff on the motorcycle. Like either some tricks or some fighting with the motorcycle. Anything to utilize it to its best ability. That's just me, though. So, I mean, I did like John Hawkes is pretty much it. So, I don't know. Maybe I put that over episode 9 because I did like John Hawkes. At least that's something. I don't know. I could go back and forth. But yeah, episode 7 and 8, Double Take and Gimme Death, I thought were pretty good. 9 and 10, wasn't for me. But, it is what it is. Bravo, I still don't mind the show. I still, even with some of its valleys as well as some hills, some ups and downs, but still an interesting show to watch. And still the best Crow thing we've gotten since the first film. I would still watch this over The Crow, City of Angels, or With Your Prayer, or especially over that Crow remake, which was dog shit. So I'm not minding it so far. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.